expert E-buggy for a shot at the A main. Corner marshals in position. Drivers ready, corners ready, racing, sound of the tone. Freight train down the straightaway, that's what we like to hear. McCreary out in front. And Michael, Hudson, Tony, Jordan, Doug, McCoy, Mark, Dustin, Joe, Trevor, Jason, and Cole. This is a 7-minute B.
Six minutes left.
So Rick and Tony now the bump positions. Michael Hudson 3. Doug 4, Jordan 5, Mark 6, Dustin 7, McCoy, Trevor, Joe, Cole, and Jason. So your leader, Rick McCreary, pulling away a little bit in that white, gray, and green.
5 minutes left.
Tony and Michael Hudson in a battle, though, as they work through the frontside doubles with Hobbs, Hessness, Denton, Frawley, and Trevor right there. Denton rolls it over in that little chicane section. McCoy rolls it over on the double. Scales will go by. So the gap back to third. Hobbs is only 1.5 seconds back of Tony as he chases him up the hill through those rhythm sections. Top to bottom, it's Rick, Tony, Douglas, Jordan, Michael, Mark, Trevor, Dustin, Joe, McCoy, Cole, and Jason. Well, that is the current running order. Jason off track.
4 minutes left.
Let's do track maintenance following this race, and we'll get into our A's. Track maintenance following this race, and then we'll go into our A mains. So your leader down the straightaway. Rick McCreary leading him around. Taryn Booth, your daughter is up at timing and scoring. Taryn Booth, daughter is up at timing and scoring. Rick McCreary leading him around. Tony Corliss in the 2, Douglas Hobbs 3, Jordan 4, Mark, Trevor, Michael, Dustin, Joe, McCoy, Cole, Jason. So Scales pulling it off track. So Rick McCreary, Tony Corliss, Douglas 2.1 seconds back of that bump position with 2:30 to go. So Hobbs Hobbs rolls it over though, so Hessness and Frawley will go by, giving Corliss a whole bunch of breathing room. As Corliss comes down the straightaway, Rick just out in front cruising, has a 28 fast lap of the race. And he's just kept pace and position to take that 2 spot, got by Tony early on and has just been out front ever since. Tony works up into the rhythm now. Jordan and Mark battling, trying to reel in Tony with only 1:45 to go, though the gap, 6 seconds just about. That's a big gap to make up in a small amount of time. So following this race, my expert guys, I'll have you take 1 race off. We'll get volunteers for novice and you'll come back for race 25. So Jordan has the gap to 5.1 seconds, but there's only 1 minute left. As he works over the tower table with Mark right in tow. Douglas not far behind him, and Trevor as well. And Mark makes a mistake after that little baby double, so Doug and Trevor will go by. Caution on the front straightaway. And clear. McCoy leaders there with you, McCoy. So what does Jordan have with 35 seconds to go? Tony should get by for 1 more lap. I don't know if Jordan will get 2. He can if they're fast and clean. The gap is still 5.3, so he's not reeling Tony in at all. Late in this one. Michael, please do not triple in or out. So Tony gets by with 5 seconds on the clock. Here comes Jordan. Jordan's going to try and squeak by, and he does. So 1 more lap for Hessness, who has the gap at 5.5 still. So he just needs a mistake out of Corliss, but Corliss is going to work to keep it rubber side down and find his way into the A main. And Rick will take the win on a 15 and a 7:13. Corliss looking for a clean last lap, and he has it. And he will take the bump. Jordan will go